Welcome to Be Confused with your anonymous hosts.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, disclaimer.
We may or may not know what we're talking about. We may not believe it, and we may or may not have done research.
Yes.
So today, we're going to talk about this post that I sent in our counseling group chat, and it says, "Get a rat and put it in a cage and give it 2 bottles of water. One is just water, and one is laced with either heroin or cocaine." I said that weird. If you do that, the rat will almost always prefer the drugged water and almost always kill itself very quickly within a couple of weeks. So there you go. It's our theory of addiction. So Bruce, this is from a book, comes along in the 70s and says, "Well, hang on a minute. We're putting a rat in an empty cage. It's got nothing to do. Let's try this a little bit differently." So Bruce built a rat park, and the rat park is like heaven for rats. It has everything a rat could want. It has a rat town, it has an actual rat park. There's food in there, it has rat sex. There's loads of other rats for it to be friends with. It has colorful balls for them to play with. Everything a rat could want. If they've got both, oh, and it's got both, it's kind of blurry, and it's got both bottles of water. So they got the drugged water and the normal water. But here's the fascinating thing. In Rat Park, they don't like the drugged water. They hardly use any of it. None of them ever overdose. None of them ever want to use it in a way that looks like compulsion or addiction. This is really interesting because it's a human experience. So, what he's saying is that we have this thought process on addiction, and it's like people who are very conservative have this thought process that it's like a moral failing, you're a hedonist or you party too much and you're doing all these wrong things. The left side, or the more liberal part, is saying that it just takes you over, your brain is hijacked. So this guy says it's not your morality, it's not your brain, it's the cage that you're in. So addiction is largely an adaptation to your environment. We created a society where significant numbers of our fellow citizens cannot bear to be present in their lives without being drugged. We created a hyper consumerist and hyper individualist isolated world that for a lot of people is much more like the first cage than it is the more connected cage, the second one. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. And our whole society, the engine of our society, is geared towards making us connect with things. If you're not a good consumer capitalist citizen, if you're spending your time bonding with the people around you and not buying stuff, in fact, we're actually trained from a very young age to focus our hopes and dreams and our ambitions on things that we can buy and consume. The drug addiction is just a subset of that.
Holy shit.
What do you think?
That's amazing. I saw you send something.
And you just didn't read it?
Yeah, I just read the first 4 sentences.
And you weren't
Rats, like cocaine. I said,
She's
whatever.
on cocaine right now.
I said whatever. But holy shit.
Right?
Then what do we do? There's nothing we can do.
We have to build community.
How can we build a community when we have this system? We're in this cage that
there are other rats in the cage, but the cage is so large and the cage is so isolated and divided that we have to reach out and talk to other people. Okay. Like I told you, like my neighbors, there's 2 old people, there's a younger couple down below, and we talk to each other. It's not like an obligation. It's not like we have to fucking talk to them. When I'm my neighbor, he's like, sometimes it's so embarrassing because I be walking and just staring at the stars, and then I see you guys walking. I'm like, don't. That's fine. Do your thing. But I know them. I'm creating a connection with them. I'm creating a community within my home, my space.
Yeah, like this system that we live in, it makes us live individualistic lives. It makes us feel embarrassed for when we're doing whatever we want and someone passes by to feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
And
like sometimes the human race did not get to where it is today by itself.
By itself,
Yeah,
individually.
it had to build a sense of community. It wasn't until we realized, like, holy shit, I cannot do this alone. Let me get together with this other tribe. Let me trade with this other country. It wasn't until we discovered that we started to develop.
But there is a
And
certain
now,
population, though, that projects their fears and try to keep their race together. They don't want to mix races. They don't want to go outside
because they realize that,
Trump.
hey, the only way that I stay in power is it's if I have people with this mindset. If I let them realize that there's power in community, I'm going to lose my position. I'm
But
going to
that's
put
the
my
only
position of
way we
power.
will ever fix this world. So I was listening to the radio the other day, and I woke up, and I think it was the first day back, so last Friday. Nobody trusts anybody. They're like, call in if and tell us about your trust issues. And everybody's like, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. Nobody that called in or texted said that they trusted anybody in their life.
That's crazy. I don't know if this is related, but I get so upset with my girlfriend sometimes because she doesn't answer unknown calls.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, but that's dangerous. Oh, but if I don't know them, they can leave a message.
I don't answer unknown calls either.
I said, but what if I'm on the streets? I lost my phone. I got robbed, or I'm bleeding, and I found a phone, and I'm calling.
And scams
we
exist.
are afraid of other people that we don't know.
Exist. Yeah. And scams are so smart that they can take your voice and use AI and project it to her and say, hey, I'm on the corner of blah, 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 and come and get me. And she comes and get you and she gets fucking murdered. They are doing that. There's AI technology that are calling people and saying like, hey, my car was, I was driving and my tire blew out. I'm on the corner of blah, blah, blah. Can you come and get me? And if she comes and get you and they're waiting for you, trafficked instantly, dead instantly. She's a girl. She's a small girl. Bye. Never see her again. She's smart.
Yeah.
But we have to create community. We have to create a bond between people. We have this bond with things, and it's not mutually beneficial. There's no reciprocated love from your fancy car. There's no reciprocated connection from your cool watch. There's no reciprocated love from that $1,000 phone. But because we're so afraid of other people, we don't connect with them and we don't get the human bond that we need to survive, literally to survive. You were talking earlier about like, oh, men, they have this survival instinct and they want to have sex and stuff like that. Okay, well,
no, I'm not saying that I believe it. I mean,
no, but you were just saying it. But if you don't talk to other people, if you don't create community, we're not going to survive. So how do we move society? How do we push society? And this is part of
through education.
But yes, but
and
they are taking away the Department of Education. They're not doing the things that we need to do.
I know, and you the only thing that we can do is get to those people and try to make changes. There, as counselors providing individual counseling, there's nothing we could do. But there's very little people that understand this. I would almost say your name. They understand this, and sometimes when I look at the job that we do here, which is amazing, helping people going through trauma, going through different episodes of their life.
Life is a trauma.
It's important, but I think that's just a little band-aid for a bigger bleed, the only way to get to the source is to participate in in policy making.
So talk about that.
Working at a more macro level.
Mm-hmm.
We do need, people that work in that micro level, as counseling, case management, things like that. But I think there's too many people working at the micro level.
But it has to restructure the whole entire system, because if I were to
go
into politics...
the only way to do that if the people like you, people like me, decide to take that step, which is it could be dangerous. There's not as much money.
Well, what's going on in Venezuela?
What's going on in Venezuela? What's going on in Puerto Rico? I don't know much about Venezuela, but one of the oppositional parties from the current dictatorship, right now, they kidnapped one of his family members.
Mm-hmm. A brother-in-law, I think.
A brother-in-law, yeah. And yeah, I think I don't know. There's a whole mess over
They're
there.
just threatening anybody who
Threatening people. Yeah,
opposes. Yeah.
who opposes the
Threatening them, their family, their friends, everybody around them.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to be subjected to that, so I'm going to work on a micro level. And that's why last time we talked about it.
The more people that
I'm
do
not
it.
that brave. I am not that brave. I am already afraid of the half of the majority of people that voted opposite of me.
What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid that they're going to fucking kill me. I'm afraid.
So
why
because
are we
you're
being
afraid
anonymous?
that you're going to be killed,
Part
you
of the
don't want
reason,
to. You don't want to fight for a better future
but I'm doing my part. I'm just one person. I'm doing my
You're
part
doing your
every single
part, but
day.
is that part you're helping people? But is it doing something that it's going to cause a change eventually?
Hopefully every
I don't know.
single
The
day.
only way I see that a change is going to happen if it's we work at a macro level, you know.
But every single day that I come in here,
positioning the people in power.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know, but I want to try. I can start.
The system is not conducive to people like you. The system is not going to help elevate you to a position where you can get to power because you are not working for the system. You have to fight the system. You have to convince all the people that are under the system and for the system to change their mind.
Venezuela has been fighting for that for many years. Venezuela.
Okay, so obviously it's not working.
Finally, they have never been this close. And they are.
It's not
and maybe
working.
in 5 more years, we're going to be closer. Maybe in 10 more years, we're going to be even closer. So even though you don't see the change now.
Girl, you said many years.
And even though.
How long have they been fighting? Colombia too, right?
Even though you're not going to see the change now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be any change. People that fought for the rights of black people didn't live to see what we're living today, which it's not 100%.
Yeah.
But they didn't get to live that. People who fought for the rights of women, they didn't get to live to where we are today. People that fought for the rights of the LGBTQ community didn't get to live to where we are today. We're not 100% perfect, but we are a lot better than 100 years ago.
Wait. So then I'm doing that fight. I'm part of that fight. Every day I come into work, I'm part of that fight.
You are. But if we really want change, we need to be part of those people that didn't get to live to see the change. We need to be part. We need to try and do that. We need to be part of.
That's crazy. I'm not going to sacrifice my life for this cause. I'm willing to. I think that me being alive and me putting in the effort every single day for an hour a day with these people and staying alive is more conducive to creating a better world than going super gung-ho, macro level, and dying the next day.
I'm willing to do it.
You're willing to die for this cause?
Yeah. I mean, like, if I'm doing it.
So what is your cause?
So I want to focus on Puerto Rico. I want to move to Puerto Rico eventually and participate in policymaking.
What is your platform? What are you trying to change?
Community in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of poverty right now. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of corruption in government. There's a lot of money going to the rich, very little money going to the poor. Mm-hmm. So just trying to fight for that balance, trying to fight for the injustices that happen. There's a lot of machismo in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of the elderly community. It's a growing community in Puerto Rico because the youth is leaving. The old people are staying. There's no one to take care of the elderly. There's not that many doctors. So one of the things that I would like to participate in is improving the education, so more young people come here, stay here, improving the hospitals, so the doctors that graduate from Puerto Rico don't move to the United States because they don't have good places to work. There's a lot to do in Puerto Rico, and I'm willing to. And there has been threats to one of the senators that recently got elected in Puerto Rico. He has been fighting for the environment for 10 years. He finally got a place in the Senate in Puerto Rico.
For the environment?
For the environment, yeah. Because they're doing constructions in beaches and in natural...
Same thing in Jamaica. Like, nobody has access to beaches because all the hotels pay and...
They're privatizing beaches.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So he's fighting for that. And 6 months ago, random car went through his house and shot his house with his family inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So and
Okay. So you're telling me that you're willing to die for this cause. You
but
want to
I
fight. You
found something
believe
that I feel
that
comfortable.
you feel
Uh-huh.
comfortable
Yeah,
putting
I wouldn't
yourself.
do it here in the United States
No, no,
because
no.
nothing
But
connects me here and gives me
yours
that
would be on
passion.
a smaller level because we
Yeah,
have
and maybe
poverty, we have elderly
yeah,
people here not being
not a
taken care
smaller
of.
level. You know, Puerto Rico, it's even though it's small, there it has a pretty big impact on the United States
No, a
economy
hundred
as well.
percent. Yeah.
So yeah, but I maybe the difference between you and me is that I found something that I'm willing to die for, a cause that I'm willing to die for. Maybe you haven't found
Yeah.
yours yet, because I feel like if we are in this field,
I don't want to die for anything.
I don't want to die either. I said I'm willing to.
I'm not willing to sacrifice my life for anything, I don't think.
I don't want to sacrifice my life either. But if I'm fighting for a good cause, I don't care what happens to me. Nothing is going to make me change from that
Okay, but
stance.
you're engaged now. You are going to have a wife. You are going to have children.
And they're
Are
going to have to
they
understand.
willing?
My girlfriend knows it. I've talked to this about her.
But your future
Hmm.
child,
I
when do
don't
they
want.
get the choice?
I don't want to die, and I would
But
never
you're
put
putting
my.
yourself in a position where it's
I'm
more
putting myself. I'm
susceptible.
never going to put them.
It's like you're a teacher. Like teachers are more susceptible of
Yeah. If
dying.
I feel that I'm going to be in danger, I'm not going to have my family present near me. I'm gonna try and keep them safe. But obviously, I'm far from something like that happening. I don't know. I feel like if we are in this field of you know what's it called, mental health, the field of social work, I feel that we're not in this for the money. We're in
No.
this because we are fighting for social justice.
Yeah. So
And
you need people to do the big thing and you need people to do the little things.
and if you're fighting for social justice, I don't think that the goal is not to die for it, but
Do
if
you
it comes
feel
to that,
do you feel like you could be not on purpose, but devaluing the work of people who are doing the daily thing?
no, I think it's important. I'm just saying that
Okay.
there's too many doing it.
There's not enough people doing this job. You know that.
There's a
There's
lot of
not enough
one of the
counselors.
things that we were talking about in my social work program is that there's a lot of people doing private practices, a lot of people doing counseling. There's not enough people going into the
But
macro
because
level.
they have to live. If they go to community care, they're not getting paid. They're seeing like 10 clients a day. So their work environment is just shit. They don't
Yeah,
have
and
money. They don't
unfortunately,
have
that's
funds.
those are the consequences of going into this field. You either go for it to make a change or go in it for to make money. And I'm not devaluating what other people are doing. It's just that I'm not in this field to make money. I wanna be able to live and all
No,
that.
I agree. I'm not in this field to make money, but it would help me be more
Productive.
effective in this field if I made more money. Because for me, I genuinely only need money to survive. I don't care about money.
What fuels me is not the what would fuel me. No, yeah. What would fuel me is not more money. What makes me a better, I don't know, a better social worker is not if I get paid more. Is the fact that I know that I'm fighting for something greater than me. But I get your point, and if I'm devaluating anyone else,
No, I
anyone's,
was just asking.
yeah, no,
A
but
little
I
bit I felt
understand.
that.
No, but I understand how that seems. I really do. But
It just seems like you're trying to save the world and you're just one
no,
person.
no, not the world. Puerto Rico
Just Puerto
for me.
Rico.
Yeah,
You're just one
yeah.
person though. You can't save Puerto Rico. And I also understand that
Imagine if
you know the
everyone.
history. No, no,
Imagine
no. Yeah, you know the history. You know all the people that fought for Puerto Rico. You know all the people. So
imagine if all the people that fought for the rights for African Americans would say the same thing. I'm just one person. I'm not going to save the world. No one would have done anything.
but I know, I know. I get it. I agree with you. I agree with you. But also there has to be a way that I don't have to die to enact change.
I don't want to die. That's the point. But
that I don't have to put myself in danger
I
to
don't want to
enact
be in danger.
proper change. I know, but there has to be just a way in the
by
world.
any chance, if it happens, I'm willing to embrace it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, part of the reason...
And I'm not brave. I'm a little bit of a coward. But I don't know. Maybe that's what...
So there's this saying or whatever, is like, the person who plants a seed is not going to see the tree grow and provide shade for their sons or whatever, right?
Exactly. And
I often think about that because I have a niece and a nephew, and I don't have kids. I don't want kids. I love these kids like to the ends of the earth. Like, I would literally give up my life for them, for sure. If it was me or them, take it. Also, I'm noticing my nephew, he's 9. On New Year's, we're watching the ball drop, and he's like, look at all these people. They don't care. They don't care about anybody.
Well.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, no.
He is surrounded by his family. His mom and his dad love each other. They love their kids. They take care of him. I love them. I always text them. My family, we love them. They're the only grandchildren. So they are surrounded by people who care. The world that these kids are growing up in is so isolated, is so uncaring, is so disconnected. There's a whole entire generation, and even your generation, your Gen Z generation. How are you going to do that? Like, what are the steps to do that? How are you going to change the world when the world is just crumbling, so, literally crumbling?
You're a counselor, I think, right? When you...
Was that a fucking...
No, I guess for you've gotten a lot of clients since the beginning of the year saying that they want their goals for the new year. Sorry. Their goals for the new year. Oh, I want to... When they say when you're helping them setting the goals for this new year, the resolution, and they say, "Oh, I want to go to the gym more." Is that a good resolution, or do you think it needs work? Maybe instead of going to a gym, what about walking 30 minutes for 4 days a week, 1 mile?
What I tell my clients:
you start small.
Exactly.
And get to
what I tell my clients is, you take baby steps. You take a millimeter shift towards your goal. So that's what I'm saying is, like, how long is it going to take you to get into these politics?
Probably, I don't know, but I'm going to take small steps towards it. Maybe it'll take me to where I want to go. Maybe it'll take me to somewhere else. I'm not saying that I will do that.
I told you I wanted to be president.
And so there you go. First,
but I feel like they'll definitely kill me.
You'll be the second,
the first autistic-ish.
Yeah, but already somewhat. Wait, what was she Indian or Indian descendancy?
I'm American.
Yeah, but Kamala, she's American too. But people are saying
American. Yeah. Othered. No, I'm American, so I'm an American president. Yeah. They don't need to know. And that's the thing is why I wouldn't go into politics is they're going to fucking pick and scrutinize. They're going to be like, look at her hair. She has that one gray hair that always fucking sticks up. Leave me the fuck alone. Does that have to do with anything that I'm trying to fucking...
That's what happens when you become a public figure. That's inevitable.
That's why I want to be anonymous.
It's such a hard word to say, and I say it so fluently.
Inevitable?
Why can't I... Inevitable. Wow, inevitable. I said it a second time.
Say it again.
Inevitable.
Inevitable.
I wish I could say other words like that.
It's okay. Just take a millimeter step practicing. No, I do feel like I would be president, but again, the structure that we have to be president, to be in charge, is not conducive to what we want to do. If I were to be president, I wouldn't fucking know a shit about policies, but I would get somebody who knows, somebody who's in the army, somebody who's a doctor,
do you think
somebody
Trump
who's a teacher.
In 2016 knew about policies and shit?
Girl. But
and he got a bunch of people that did that new-ish, I guess.
I feel a little bad for him. He's being manipulated, I think, because he's kind of stupid. But you said that you think he's kind of a genius. So.
I think he's a genius.
Well, I think he's stupid, and I think he's being taken advantage of in his old age.
I mean, only a genius. I mean, how can you be so stupid and get to that point? You get
manipulation.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we talked about it. Manipulation is part of his genius.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's smart though. Like that doesn't mean that he's. I associate
Because
genius
I
with
have a
being
stupid cousin,
intellectual.
and I don't see him anytime soon being president. So you get it. So I don't think he's.
But he's also racist. He also gives a voice to the people that feel. The craziest thing is there are people who voted for him because he was being picked on. This and yeah,
Poor
he
thing.
was the underdog to some people, not the brown fucking woman who wasn't raised by a billionaire. Not her. She couldn't be the underdog. But they were like, oh, well, he was being picked on by the media, so I gave him a pity vote. I don't think he's smart. I think that he's very manipulative. I think he lies about a lot of stuff. And I think he gives a voice to people who are hateful, and hate is very powerful. I think he gives a voice to people who are racist and misogynistic and all of those things. And those are very powerful things.
Yeah.
It's bad power, but it's. And I think he's very sad. And I think he needs like a hug or something. Have you ever seen him with Melania? He does not get shit from her. His kids fucking hate him. Nobody loves this guy.
You don't think he gets some from her? I mean, he gets some from prostitutes that he pays.
Probably that he does have a girlfriend. I think he has a girlfriend. It's a new. I don't know her name.
I don't know. Haven't heard anything about his love life. But yeah, definitely Melania reputes him.
I love when she smacks. I don't like her. I don't like him. Refute?
Reputes? No, I think I'm close to a word.
Refute.
Repudia. Like, repudes?
Repulses? He repulses her?
I guess, yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah. I do like when she smacks his hand away and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But she's also a bitch too. Like, she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. This was a good conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Like and subscribe. Oh, I do have a little thing I wanted to talk to you about. So in one of our episodes or something like that, you were like, oh, well, we keep talking about abortion too much and they're going to get like bothered with it. Well, guess what? None of our fucking listeners ever like or subscribe or comment. So I don't give a fuck.
Maybe because you keep calling them fucking listeners.
This is the first time. Okay, you deserve a relationship that makes you feel safe, secure, and seen. Your mental health is more important than any relationship, whether it's friends or family.
Boom.
Okay, bye all.
Bye. Die for a cause. Bye.
Or not.